right now. There we go. So now we are recording, but thank you all for being here with us today and for a chance to celebrate our seniors. I'm really excited. We have a special guest with us today to kick off our senior celebration, and that's Dr. Richard Vari. And just to tell you a little bit about him, Dr. Vari was appointed in 2008 as the founding Associate Dean for Medical Education at the Virginia Tech Carillion School of Medicine in Roanoke. And some of you who said you wanted to go into the medical careers, definitely pay attention to what he says to you. And you know, now you have a contact in the Roanoke area. But he led the development of the medical curriculum at this new school, which includes a PBL hybrid-based science approach, integration of clinical science skills beginning in year 1, an intensive research requirement, and a longitudinal interprofessionalism domain. Prior to moving to Roanoke, Dr. Vari was an associate dean for medical education and professor of physiology at the University of North Dakota School of Medicine and Health Sciences for 16 years. Dr. Vari has received numerous awards from students for teaching in both lecture and PBL small group settings, has been recognized for contributions to both educational program and faculty development. He was awarded the AAMC, AMA, and AOA Robert J. Glasher Distinguished Teacher Award in 2017. He has served on several national and international education committees, including the American Physiological Society Education Committee, the MBME Step 1 Physiology Committee, and the IAMSE Board of Directors for 2 terms. Chair of the IMSE Web Seminar Committee for 5 years, and IMSE president. He now serves on the IAMSE Executive Committee as past president. As senior dean for academic affairs, Dr. Vari currently oversees the 4-year curriculum at the Virginia Tech Carillion School of Medicine, including accreditation, assessment, and program evaluation. But Dr. Vari has something in common with every student here today. He was an Upward Bound student from Harlan County, Kentucky, and he was named a National Trio Achiever in 1992. And he's going to share with you a little bit about how TRIO works. Thank you, Dr. Vari, for joining us today.
Well, I get emotional. So thank you, Fran, for that wonderful introduction. I've got some slides, so I'll share my screen with you and just let me know if you can see it. Yeah. Everybody can see that, hopefully. Let me do the slideshow part.
It's there.
It's good? All good? Okay. What I wanted to start with was thank you, Fran, for inviting me, and Kayla for getting me all hooked up with this situation. And I was a fly on the wall for the past 30 minutes. And I want to tell you that I have not met Sam or Neha, but after I get through with this, you're going to think we planned all this, because what they're saying is real. It's a real situation that people can become their dreams. And sometimes you don't realize it now, but you just have to be open to it. So I want to show you a few slides. These, if you Google famous alumni from Upward Bound, you're not going to see me, but you're going to see these people. And you may recognize some of these people. Donna Brazile, big in politics. The newly elected senator from Georgia, Raphael Warnock. Everybody probably knows Patrick Ewing. Viola Davis. You may not recognize this astronaut who was the first Hispanic astronaut in our country, Franklin Chang Diaz. Now, these people all qualified for Upward Bound, and you know what that qualification means. First generation person to go to college, socioeconomically deprived. So there are a lot of qualifications to get into Upward Bound, and all of these famous people had them. And so when you dream big, whether it's sports or politics or acting or even going into outer space, it's all possible, because these people are real living proof that that's the case. What we don't know about these people, all of them, is their story. We know they became very successful and famous, But let me give you a little bit of my story and about what Upward Bound has meant to me over the years. And so this is where I grew up in Harlan County. And you can see from the map that it's close to Virginia and down there in Harlan. And that's where I was born and raised. And specifically, I was born in this little town called Lynch and raised mainly in Cumberland. But this is coal country, very coal mining related. And this was the big popular place in the 30s. But when I grew up in the 50s and 60s, the coal mining industry was almost gone. And so Cumberland had about 2,000 people. I was raised by my grandmother, only child, raised by my grandmother in Cumberland. And very early on in my high school training, I was allowed to join the Upward Bound program. And so fortunately, someone saw in me some potential. And so I became an Upward Bound member. And this is a picture of me in 1972, taken from my yearbook. As you can see, someone signed it. 1972 and Upward Bound. So that's what Upward Bound in a little town of Cumberland, Kentucky looked like at Cumberland High School in 1972. And you all know this is what it looks like now. So there's a vast difference. Look at all these beautiful people. This is really special. So look at all the smiles on this picture. I just really love this picture. And so I am so glad to see that Upward Bound and TRIO programs are alive and well at Virginia Tech. So back in 1969, what did Upward Bound do for me? Well, obviously, educational enhancement with the Saturday sessions and the summer program, a little bit of financial support. It gave me a great deal of socialization because I was an only child raised by my grandmother. Living in the summer dorm and participating in the summer program enabled me to become more socially adaptable. And we back then, and I don't know if you continue to do those, we had summer trips, and I just highlight two of them. In 1969, we did a tour of Virginia. In 1971, we did a tour of Kentucky. And we also produced every year a summer drama musical called Smoky Mountain, with all of us participating. And that instilled in me a great sense of drama, a great sense of acting. And I believe to be a good teacher and to be a great teacher, you have to be an actor in addition to knowing your stuff. So I think a lot of my passion for teaching came out of that early experience with acting in my Upward Bound summer program. Here's some things from that tour of Virginia, and I'm not going to show you a lot, but here I am, a freshman in high school. I've never left really Harlan County, and we get on a bus, and now I'm in the nation's capital. And on the way, we stop at Monticello, and we get to see Thomas Jefferson's home. I got to go to my first baseball game. This is the Washington Senators. This is their last year in Washington, D.C. My first baseball experience. I got to see this strange sport because we stayed at the University of Maryland campus, and I got to see my first lacrosse match. And all of these things opened up my eyes as a young boy from Harlan, Kentucky, or Cumberland, Kentucky, in Harlan County. What could I be? Look at this world. Look at this beautiful world out there. What could I dream about? So I decided I was going to become a doctor, just like some of you earlier had indicated. This is where Upward Bound takes place in Cumberland. This is Southeast Community College. It's now transitioned to Southeast Kentucky Community Technical College. So all of those sessions and educational experiences and summer programs took place at Southeast Community College. Doesn't look like a big fancy place. It wasn't, but it gave me everything that I needed to go on. Graduated from high school, and then I went to the University of Kentucky after 1 year at Southeast Community College. And that's a picture of me back in 1973 or 74 as a work study student. in the Department of Physiology and Biophysics at the University of Kentucky School of Medicine. And through my time there at Kentucky, I got a BS in biology, an MS and a PhD in physiology. And during that time, and funded by work study, during that time, I became interested in physiology more than becoming a medical doctor. And so I got my PhD and left the University of Kentucky and did a postdoctoral fellowship at the University of Missouri. I'd never been to Missouri. I'd only been to Lexington a couple of times, you know, in high school playing football. So I did a postdoctoral fellowship at the University of Missouri. And then I got a faculty appointment in Tulane University in New Orleans. I'd never been to New Orleans. I never dreamed of going to New Orleans, much less have a faculty position at a famous, prestigious school like Tulane. But because of my experience in physiology and my record of teaching and research, I began to expand my career. I never knew I was going to be on the faculty at Tulane until I was there teaching and doing research. And as a part of that, in recognition for the achievements that I had garnered up to that point, I was given a National Trio Achiever Award in 1992. And this is a picture of me with a national director getting this award, and I still have it in my office. And this is hard because, you know what? Trio brought me back to Washington to get that award. And so I'm there the day before the award ceremony, and they're having an election campaign stop down at the Washington Monument. And who's there but this guy running for president, and that's Senator Gore from Georgia, Senator Nunn from Georgia, and that's Vice President Gore. And they're doing a voter registration down at the Washington Monument. So I take my new son and daughter, and we go down, and where we're going, Dad, we're going to get on the metro, we're going to go down, and we're going to see if we can see these people. And there, after the ceremony, he comes walking down, and I'm on the rope line, and I said, we were living in New Orleans at the time. I said, Bill, we're gonna win Louisiana. And he looked at me, he shook my hand, and he said, I need you. And just like now, I started crying. And my daughter said, why are you crying? I said, well, it's not every day you get to shake the hand of the future president of the United States. And so it was Trio that brought me that special moment. And President Clinton and Gore have been big supporters of Trio programs over the years. And that'll be a point that I'll come back to later. So after a stint in New Orleans, I went to a place that I never heard of before, and that's called North Dakota. And I was a faculty member at North Dakota for 16 years. And if you're wondering what North Dakota looks like in the wintertime, this is exactly what it looks like. And that's me shoveling my driveway, and this is a car, and it's completely covered in snow. But it was a great place to raise a family, and I have a beautiful family. I've had a beautiful career there and got more and more involved in medical education, research in medical education. And then that resulted in me coming to Roanoke in 2008 to help start the new medical school in an empty field that no longer is an empty field. It's a beautiful building. And we've been graduating. We got 8 classes now that we've graduated. We've graduated over 336 students, all specialties matched across the US. And I've been at several schools, and this is one of the finest medical schools in the country. And I say that, and I'm not biased one little bit. So if sometime you all want to come down on a tour, if you want to come down and visit me individually, you can certainly come anytime, and we can arrange for a personal tour for you. You're more than welcome to come. So in summary, and then I can answer any questions that people may have. You obviously see I'm passionate about Upward Bound and about the things that Upward Bound has meant for me, and really the influence it has had in my life and in my career motivation. And all those things Sam and Nahar were saying earlier are absolutely true. And I never had a session like that in Upward Bound back in 1969. And you are really fortunate to have that kind of coaching and guidance and encouragement from your program. Your time here is special. You've already chosen wisely to be a part of this family of Upward Bound and TRIO students and teachers and staff. And these people care about you, and they always will care about you. The lessons you've learned will serve you well in whatever chosen paths you go down. So be thankful and supportive. And, whenever you are asked to do this, be an ambassador for TRIO. Make your voices heard when needed, because time to time, Congress and politicians get more concerned about money than they are about outcomes and about numbers. And rise up, make your voice heard when they try to cut support for TRIO. Write letters to your congressmen and senators, call people, and stand up for programs that make impactful statements and impact for thousands and thousands of people. I have touched thousands of medical students in my career over the past 30 years. And now I'm passing the torch to you. I'm on the other side of the journey. And you now are beginning your journeys. And you think when you get out of Upward Bound and TRIO that the journey is over. It's not. It's only beginning for you. Use what you've learned. Congratulations to the seniors. And I'm really honored to have been able to share a little bit of time with you this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vari, for sharing your journey with us. Students, do you have any questions? You can either unmute or put it into the chat.
Yeah, that is a mild winter, Austin. What if I told you that was July? It wasn't, I'm kidding.
Dr. Vari, maybe I've got a question for you.
Sure.
What was the most surprising, I guess, obstacle to overcome when you started your undergraduate career, and what did you do to get through it?
Yeah, surprising for me was how easy it is to be distracted. I wasn't really distracted much at Southeast Community College in Cumberland because that was my hometown. And I had been prepared not only from an outstanding parochial school there at Cumberland for 8 years, and had gone through high school. I wouldn't say high school was easy, but I took all the hard classes. And so I was already trained from an early grade school education that helped me get ready for high school, and I had a good high school education. So it wasn't that it was easy, but when I transferred to the University of Kentucky in Lexington, it was like I was distracted. I was distracted with, football games. I was distracted with all these other things, and my priorities got out of whack. And so instead of studying as hard as I could and making this a real important, part of my life, I became much more interested in the other distracting things. And I think that was a challenge that I had to overcome. And it took me a couple of years to get my perspective back, so, stay focused. I mean, have your dreams and stay focused. And it's okay to have fun, in whatever you do, but make sure that your priorities are set straight. So that was a big challenge. And just being in a big city and that happened early on. And then there's always challenges, and you don't always get what you want. You don't always make the best grade that you think you deserve. Don't let it throw you. Just keep your nose down and keep your eyes on your dream. And also, sometimes you don't know what your dreams are different, and you may have a new dream now. I never dreamt when I left Cumberland, Kentucky, that I was going to be a medical educator and a dean of a medical school. I never dreamed I was going to go to New Orleans, or I was going to go to Missouri or God, for North Dakota? Are you kidding me? I didn't know people lived in North Dakota. But when it came time for the opportunity to go to North Dakota, I had to look on a map and find out where it was when I first interviewed for it. But it turned out to be a fantastic opportunity, not only for my career, but to raise my family or help my wife raise our family. And, it was just a great, great thing. And so you never know. Don't be afraid to take that door because you don't know what's on the other side of it, because it may truly surprise you to be the best door that you took.
Thank you. And we've got a lot of comments of, I love your story. It was inspirational and incredible. Inspirational story. Thank you for sharing your story. It's beautiful, inspiring, and motivating. So it's definitely making an impact, and we appreciate you sharing your time. Other questions, particularly for some of those of you who are interested in some of the medical fields? Is there anything that you want to know? Maybe what's your best tip for someone who's wanting to go into the medical or health sciences field?
Depending upon where you are in your career, all medical schools are different. They all look for different things. Don't be discouraged if you don't get in the one you want. Don't be discouraged if you don't get in the first time. Because a lot of people, it takes more than one time. And if you don't get in the first time, make an appointment with the admissions team and ask them, what do you need to do to improve your resume? It may be shadowing physicians. It may be, for our school, you have to have, some experience in research before you in your admission packet. Some schools are not as heavily interested in research. So don't be discouraged. And if you want to be a physician, or if you want to be a nurse, if you want to be PT, whatever you want to be in the healthcare, a dentist, veterinary medicine, that you can do that. Just get early on in your undergraduate, get some good advice from your advisors on campus, take the right classes, study hard, take the tests, and then get what you need to be on an improvement scale if it's not working. They're there to help you. Don't be afraid of them. That's their job. They'll tell you, you need to do this or you need to do that. That will improve your portfolio. And just the fact of reapplying shows a lot of committees that you really are dedicated and you're willing to not quit when you're looking at an obstacle. A lot of medical students didn't get in the first time.
Great. And we have one question in the chat. It's, how can you get out of your comfort zone?
How can you get out of your comfort zone? I think for me, it's relying on things that I experienced early on in my training. I was not comfortable teaching at first because I didn't, when you're a graduate student in a medical school, they don't teach you how to teach. Nursing students learn a lot about the different ways to teach, and what they teach is about research. And so it wasn't until I was a postdoc in Missouri and they assigned me to teach kidney physiology to the nursing students because, they had they wanted me to try it. And I was really, really getting out of my comfort zone, going in front of 100 nursing students. But I realized once I did it and could use a little humor and could use a little bit of passion, and I really liked it. And so I was really drawn more and more to teaching after that. I became like, yeah, I can do this, and this is fun, and I really enjoy this more than I do hardcore bench research. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, you really have to look inside yourself and say, what wasn't comfortable for me was really my calling. That was really what I was called to do. And I firmly believe that my whole career of training and experience was producing me to do one thing, and that was to come to Roanoke and help start a medical school from scratch. We had no faculty, we had no students, we had no building. And I left a tenured full professor associate dean position in North Dakota and gave all that away to come and do this because I knew that's where I was needed. And that's where I can make an impact. And I think that's true for me.
I have another question that said it's similar to the last question, but it's slightly different. But how did you overcome the fear of going to completely different states and doing something new?
Well, you have to go, and it's not like you just, when you're doing your careers, they're going to interview you, if you have a job offer. So fortunately, I was following job openings and job offers that involve an interview process. And so you will know it when you're there. You will feel it. This is right for me. Yeah, going to North Dakota was scary, but it felt right. It felt like I was needed in North Dakota to teach renal physiology at the medical school. And once you get that feeling, then just trust yourself, trust your feelings. If you don't get the opportunity to go there and interview or whatever, just making I'm going to go to Stanford. Someone said they were going to go to Stanford. I'm going to go to Stanford and I'm going to be a lawyer. Well, Stanford's in California. And so if you're going to go to California without any experience, you have to really rely on your will and your determination. And you know that it's going to be hard because it's a new place, but I believe in myself and I'm going to go to California and it's going to be okay because I'm trying to follow what I want to do. That's what I would say.
Any more questions for Dr. Vari?
And you also have some support systems with you, your family, your friends. Someone said earlier, don't forget all these people. Let them help support you. I still have friends, that I made in Upper Band. And so stay connected and rely on support. Don't try, if you're overcome with fear or anxiety about things, rely on your family. They'll support you.
One more question. Any advice for students who are unsure or undecided about a college major?
Well, I don't have a lot of insight into that since I was pretty sure I was going to be a pre-med biology major when I started. Go to college and experience some things that you're interested in, and it will come to you. I mean, you'll find your calling. You'll get interested in something. I mean, my son, he eventually got interested in economics and accounting and statistics, and I didn't know he could count. And all of a sudden he's like, he's going to get, he's now a CPA. That's what he was interested in, and in college. So he found that. He didn't go to the University of North Dakota looking for that. I think it's just something he found. Look for things in the classroom that excite you, exciting professors, role models that you can say, oh, I like this. This faculty member is making me enjoy this subject. Maybe I like the subject too. Maybe I want to be a physiologist and not a medical doctor. So maybe I want to be a whatever. You can find it. Just be open to it. Don't be set in your ways. Don't be focused and determined, but also open to things that are coming in.
Thank you. It looks like that's all the questions we have. Thank you so much, Dr. Vari, for coming and sharing your story and providing some inspiration to our seniors and those who are following their footsteps behind. We really appreciate you being here and taking part of the celebration with us today. So I think what we're going to do next is turn it over to Mr. Joe, and we're going to start to give out some awards.
All right, fantastic. Thinking about the future, thinking about where students are going and all the success they're going to have, I think a good place to start with that is to think about all the success they've already had. Our seniors are going out in the world to change things and do all kinds of cool stuff. but they already have, many of them, done some very cool things. And so I think it's worth taking a minute to say, hey, this is what we've got here. These are our seniors who have so far started to make a name for themselves. I want to start, I'll let Fran take over to describe one of the scholarship recipients we've got this year, or a couple of them actually. Fran.
Okay, so it's my pleasure to announce the students have already received this award back in February at the West Virginia Student Leadership Association Conference. But to announce to the group our Ann Crum Scholarship winners. So Ann Crum, just to give you a little bit of a background on why this scholarship even exists, she was a longtime director of the Upward Bound programs at Davis and Elkins College in West Virginia. And for some of the students who have been with us for a little while, that's the school that was in the mountains that we toured a couple of years ago, and had some great dancing and just, you know, had a lot of fun. So Davis and Elkins, Ann Crum unfortunately passed away from cancer. And so when she died, her family, the West Virginia Trio Associations, and the students that she's touched wanted to honor her legacy. And so they created the Ann Crum Scholarship to honor students who show tenacity, perseverance, and success. And so the Ann Crum winners that we had who attended the Student Leadership Conference in West Virginia this year for us, the first one is Mark Williams from Salem. Yay to Mark. And so I have to say, for Mark, it's so special because Mark was one of the students who joined the Salem Upward Bound program when it was first funded in 2018, when he was at the end of his freshman year. And Mark has been with us since then, and he has been an eager participant and active and eager to learn. And he's learned how to balance schoolwork and work and working and, you know, Upward Bound and sports and all the things that he's had going on in his life. And we're so proud of Mark and that he's going to be enrolling in Radford University this fall. And so congratulations to Mark, one of our Ann Crum Scholarship winners. And I think you're in here somewhere, Mark. If you want to turn on your camera for a second, if you can, and say hi. Maybe you lost your internet, but I know you were here at one point. Maybe we lost him again. There he is. Everybody say hi to Mark. Congratulations, Mark. Thank you. We're so glad that you've been a part of our program, and congratulations for the Ann Crum. And our second winner is Griselda. And is Griselda with us today? Griselda, if you want to turn on your camera too, there she is, Griselda Rodriguez. So Griselda is also very special, and she is a very active student in her community and in her school. She's active in community service, honors classes, but you know, she's also earning an associate's degree through dual enrollment classes while she's in school. And we're just really proud of the leadership roles and the activity that Griselda has been a part of. And she's been such an active participant since she joined our program. And so Griselda, just thank you too for letting us be a part of your journey. And we're so proud of you, and congratulations for your Ann Crum Award. Air claps from the world. All right, thank you, Mark and Griselda. Congratulations.
Well, that's just fabulous. Dr. Vari, I saw that you raised your hand just a minute ago.
I did, and I know my time is up, but I can't let this go since I mentioned my son, the guy who couldn't count, who did a CPA stuff. He actually left North Dakota and played soccer at Davis and Elkins College the year that I came to Roanoke to start the new school. So he actually played soccer at Davis and Elkins College. So he may have known this individual. I'll have to ask him later. But
oh, that's so
a small world.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. If not, he may know Carol Suterhouse, who's the current director, and she's been around for a long time, and she's so wonderful. That is so cool. What a neat connection.
Fantastic. That is cool. I want to move on ahead though. Raven has some updates about other scholarships that some of our students have won. I'm anxious to hear those. Raven?
All right, thanks, Joe. So the recipient of the Mayop Scholarship is one of my Shining Star students. She challenges herself academically and has been active in her community as well as the workplace. I am proud to announce the recipient is none other than Auburn High's very own Madison Fanon. She isn't with us today because she has prom. So congrats, Madison.
That's fantastic. I'm going to take a minute right now, I guess, to mention another student from Auburn, Mary Boyd. I don't think she's here today either. I haven't looked over the roster. But Mary is a winner of the Virginia Tech Presidential Scholarship. She's getting the money. She's going to come to Tech and own the place. So congratulations to Mary. One that I recruited a long time ago. I'm always proud to see students that I brought into the program doing the right thing, you know. One thing that we did over the last year, both Kayla and I, is we gave classes about Spiro robots and how to code with computers. And so Kayla has something she wants to share about our Spiro students.
Yes, our Spiro Nucleus Robotics students. I do just want to share our 15 Upward Bound graduates who have participated and kind of volunteered their time to dive into Spiro with me this past year. Everyone has participated in like 8 modules, but I do just want to shout out Taz, who completed all 24 and just sort of went above and beyond. So congratulations to all 15 of my students. We did it. We got through this year.
You know, a lot of students, well, they get awards, but a lot of students want to tell you what they think they're best at. And so we've created a short video for Talent Search, and later on we'll share Upward Bounds with our students and what they think they're most likely to accomplish in life. So let me share my screen here. I'll get this started and share this video with you. All right, so there you go. Got a chance to see what our students think that they will accomplish in life. So now, I guess I'd like to move on to the engagement awards. Engagement awards are what we are giving to our students. We're patting them on the back for all the hard work they've done this year. This has been an amazingly difficult year. Getting students to come deal with us on Zoom and online and by email and by phone, very, very difficult because you've got so much anyway, and you've got so much of it going on at your school. And I know that it gets tired looking at a screen all day. But some of our students have really, really put in that extra time and extra effort. And we just want to take a moment to say how much we appreciate it. I'm going to start with Melinda and let her take it from there.
Hello, everyone, and thank everybody for joining. It's such a wonderful way to close out our year. And I am recognizing my student, Mark Williams, for engagement. Art Turek says there is a difference between interest and commitment. When you're interested in doing something, you only do it when circumstances permit. But when you're committed to doing something, you accept no excuses, only results. And this statement exemplifies Mark Williams. Every time I send out a message, a trip, a new STEM program, Mark is always there. We have never hit the road and toured college, museum that Mark has not participated. Mark goes on every trip. He participates in STEM. He went to the leadership conference from 9th grade to 12th grade. Mark has exemplified engagement, and he has made it such a joy just to see him go from 9th grader on to college student. You have made my heart glad, Mark Williams. I am so proud of you.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Congratulations, Mark. Good job. Alicia, would you like to take over and tell us about another student?
Yes, I would. Thank you, Joe. So the student I would like to recognize for the engagement award just, shows dedication, leadership, and commitment to TRIO programs in Upward Bound. And I would like to recognize and spotlight Lanasia Lark. She always shows up and shows out in our meetings, bringing great grades, great energy, great attitude. She's always asking questions and sending me updates, and just whatever we need from her, she's on it. She's very involved in her community through her job and her passion projects, and focused and committed and doing well in all of her classes and doing well within our program and at home and at her high school. And her older sister is actually an alum of our program, the Roanoke City Upward Bound program, Lakaya Lark. So if Lanasia is on here, or her sister or her dad, they might have dipped out early, but I would like to recognize Lanasia from Roanoke City. And so next we have Jason. Yes, congratulations. Next we have Jason, and he will be going to our next student.
So I did that once. So the student that I would like to recognize next is Taziana Little, Taz. I first met Taz when she stepped onto campus in the summer of 2018 as a new participant in the Upward Bound program. And my most recent conversation with Taz was yesterday at 5:15 when she dropped in to have a quick conversation with me about some of the goals she's been working towards this year. So from 2018 to yesterday, Taz has been a consistent, visible, active, engaged presence in the Upward Bound program. And over the last few years, she has been the student that I think we all have seen a lot of, and really exemplifies what it means to be an engaged Upward Bound scholar in our program. She shows up for anything and everything, whether it's in person or virtually. I think I've probably seen her more this year in a virtual program than we did when we were taking all the trips and I was going out to schools and all of our Saturday sessions that we're having in person. And it's I appreciate you, Taz, because we've had a lot of conversations about where you're going, what you're doing over the years, and I am looking forward to you getting your PhD and working with students as a psychologist. It's something you've been very consistent about every year, and I'm just looking forward to continuing to watch and support that journey. Thank you for being so engaged in our programs. And I think you're here. You want to turn on your camera, Taz, and say hi?
Hello. Ties at work though too. So.
Thank you, Taz.
All right. Kayla, why don't you tell us about your student?
Yes. So despite the challenges of a virtual senior year and also never meeting me in person ever, I am recognizing Grizz. I know she's here. She has met with me every single month, attended every single Saturday session, tried out Sphero, and came to West Virginia Student Leadership Conference. She is committed to evolving herself through engagement and participation, and it's this commitment that's going to drive her towards success at VCU studying dental hygiene.
All right. Fantastic. And now it's my turn. Do I need to do something to switch myself front and center here? Everyone's coming in front. I don't know. Did I push something on my screen?
You're front and center for me.
Oh, there I am. Okay, very good. Thank you. I want to talk a bit about one of my students that actually was involved in everything I did. It was crazy. In fact, my unfortunate attempt at creating an open mic night, if it hadn't been for this person, I don't know if I would have made it as long as I had. And in fact, was almost like my co-host for that particular thing. But everything I did, the student was there. And, you know, I met this person a couple of years ago on a trip to DC and found out we had a lot of common interests. And Ryan Kennedy, you have been my hero throughout this year. Everything that we've done, you've been here. You've been showing talent search support and that you really mean it. And I do appreciate it. Ryan, turn on your camera. Let's get a picture of you if we can. Whoever's running that, that's Kayla. Are you there, Ryan?
Hello, everyone.
There you are. Thank you. You have done a great job. Indeed, you have shown dedication, leadership, and commitment to the program. And I do appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Got to do the best I can, man. I know this is my last meeting ever, but that's how you got to roll with it.
That's right. That's right.
Had fantastic music, art, you name it. We've had everything on open mic night. And I know I missed the last couple meetings, but I've had things to do, you know.
Well, that's okay because you were there for the guts of it, you know, the things that really got it going. So, like I said, thank you for that. It's been great.
Oh yeah, anytime.
So now we want to take a brief moment and look at the superlatives that our Upward Bound seniors have created for themselves. What do they think they're going to do? What is, as soon as it opens here, there we go. What are they most likely to do in life? Let's find out. All right. So let me stop the share on this so I can see everyone. All right. So we want to move on now with our Achiever Awards. Our Achiever Awards are for the people who are highly motivated, who persist and are dedicated to educational success. These are the people who've done very well and have overcome obstacles and have been persistent in making sure they get to what they want. So I'm going to start out with Raven.
All right, thank you, Joe. So the recipient of this award truly encompasses what a well-rounded student is. She has not only excelled in her academics, but she has been volunteering in her community. She's joined many clubs and organizations at her school, as well as working a job. She has also been very engaged with Talent Search during her 6 years in the program. I've had the pleasure of being her advisor this year, and I wish her the best at ODU in the fall. The recipient this year of the Trio Achiever Award is Auburn High's very own Madison Fannin.
Bravo, bravo. For myself, I have a student who has overcome a lot personally, has had to work really hard to achieve what she wants to achieve. She's going to be joining us at Virginia Tech next year. And we have a number of students who are coming to Tech next year. And that just delights me that so many of you think our school is worthy of you. But this young woman has worked hard. When I go to the school, she's always there. When we had tutorials in person, she was always anxious to engage and participate and do whatever we did. So my Achiever Award for this year goes to Elizabeth Mariegos Perez from Galax. She did a great job. Raven, your turn.
Thank you, Joe. So the recipient of this award has one of the most unique personalities that I have ever met. He's an avid swim and track athlete at his high school. He loves to talk about his passion for music engineering. He's also been very engaged with Talent Search during his 6 years in the program. I've had the pleasure of being his advisor this year, and I can say that Norfolk State is about to gain a very special young man. The recipient of this award is none other than Blacksburg's High, Mr. Abram Scott. And I believe Abram and his mother, Alethea, are here today. So if you want to turn on your camera and say hello, you can.
Oh, shoot.
Hey,
Hi,
Abram.
everyone.
Congrats.
Thank you.
What up, Abram?
Excuse me. Yeah. Doing this since middle school has been quite of a loop. Been here since my mom worked here. Been here since I moved here. Joe's known me since I was 10. It's been a whole thing. So yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
You're making me proud, Abram. I finally got someone to get into music production. Yay. All right, fantastic, fantastic. I think Melinda has someone to share their achievements with us.
Absolutely. It's with a great honor that I recognize Emily Gunter. Emily is involved in a wide range of activities that stand out to me as extraordinary. She's volunteered for the world's largest health organization, the Center for Disease Control, where she has been a fundraiser. She's a member of the National Honor Society and the National Chinese Society. She was chosen to attend the Virginia Summer Residential Governor School. She's a Questbridge College Prep Scholar and a Questbridge National College Match finalist. She's worked part-time, she's at work now, while in high school, and participates as a student leader in the robotics club, where she is very active, spending many of her weekends traveling for competitions. I have known Emily for the last 3 years, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade. I know Emily will one day run one of the world's largest health organizations or develop something magnificent that will change the world because she is extraordinary. Congratulations, Emily.
Thank you. I have to clock in like 2 minutes, but last week I got an email. So I've done a lot of work in Quizbowl over the last year, and last week I actually got an email from the organization that oversees high school quiz bowl at the national level, and I was awarded the Benjamin Cooper Young Academic Ambassador Award for my contributions to the game, which is the highest honor that any high school or undergraduate student can receive.
Absolutely, and that is just the beginning for you, Emily. That is just the beginning. You will change the world one day, and she'll start by attending UVA in the fall. I am so proud of you.
I have to go to work now. Thank you, everyone.
Excellent. Alicia, who is your achiever?
Thanks, Joe. My next student achiever is Chris Wynn, and I would like to recognize him because he's a very hard worker and dedicated to his studies inside and outside of the classroom, and committed to receiving grades that he's happy with. He always comes prepared to our meetings pre-COVID and now prepared. And he's always one step ahead, maybe 10 steps ahead of me. And so he's the one reminding me what he needs to do for his senior year. And so I just want to recognize his motivation and his persistence, dedication in our program. And he is currently a senior. And so I just want to wish him the best of luck in his next steps. And he's here in spirit. But just want to recognize Chris Wynn. And our next student will be recognized by Kayla.
Okay, so as Joe mentioned before, the criteria, I'm removing the spotlight off of me because I'm going to spotlight my student, but thank you for whoever did that. The criteria for this award was motivation, persistence, and dedication. And if you know Jordan Smith, she is all of these things, especially persistent. When feeling like her school wasn't supporting herself and her peers to the best of her ability, she took it upon herself to write a 3-page letter to high school administration demanding consistency and support for her fellow students. And it's the same dedication and persistence that granted her a spot at Elon University's Odyssey Scholars Program. And it's this same civically engaged, action-oriented leadership that will continue to lead you to more opportunities. So congrats, Jordan.
All right. And I guess Jason will have our last achiever for the day.
Last but certainly not least, I have the pleasure of introducing someone who many of you know. In the superlative slideshow, she talked about having her own worm farm someday. And so if you know Rosie, that is exactly her. She's quirky. She's smart. She is a passionate, talented young lady. And she's another one of the students that I met in 2018. I was actually her project advisor during that academic year. So I've known her since 9th grade. And she is an overachiever that is humble about everything that she achieves. She's been straight A student since I met her. I haven't been surprised by that. She's incredibly gifted and smart, and I am looking forward to seeing everything that she does in Williamsburg at the College of William and Mary. She's in an honors program there. She came down to a choice between UVA and William and Mary, but even as a who, you know, I'm not holding it against her, because that's what Upward Bound is all about. Finding your best fit institution, no matter where that is. And from ninth grade to now, I know that has been a journey for you, Rosie. And you know, from conversations that we had then to email conversations out of the blue when you have a question that you want to put forward to me, I've appreciated how much you pushed yourself and how consistently you pushed yourself to achieve everything that you have so far, because I think that has built a very solid foundation for everything that you will achieve in the future. So congratulations, Rosie, and very, very proud to have been a part of supporting you in your journey. Are you here? You want to turn your camera on and say hi? So I'll thank you in the chat box, and that might be all we get from Rosie.
Hey, Jason, thank you.
Thank you, Rosie.
I'm gonna miss this. I'm gonna miss all this, really.
All right. A lot of great students doing a lot of great things, and a lot of success already accomplished, and a lot more to come. That's the best thing about this gig. I tell you what, after years of doing it, always every year seeing people that have optimism and goals and a future waiting ahead for them, just going out there to get it. If that doesn't make you feel good, I don't know what could. I mean, if it doesn't, you're something wrong with you. I guess now we'll turn it over to Austin Pryor, my boss, to say a few things and round it up for today. Thank you all.
Thanks, Joe. And congrats again to all of our award winners, all of our graduates, everyone on their really amazing achievements. As a team, we are all so incredibly excited for you, excited for all that you've accomplished, and excited for all that lays ahead for you all. We know that there are great things in the future for each of you. And so just a couple of closing words for y'all to give a little bit of advice, but also just some closing thoughts for us. So first thing I'd say for you is be brave. Y'all have all overcome lots of challenges already. You're prepared. I've only been working with most of y'all for about 6 months now, but I've already learned so much about y'all and the great things that you've done and can accomplish. So be brave. There are going to be challenges in your path ahead, but you have a way through them. You've found a way to get through challenges already. This past year has been a challenge for everyone, and we know that you have the ability to persevere through those challenges and be successful. It's also all right to be unsure. This past year has had a lot of things that are unsure for all of us, but use the skills you've learned in those occasions. Ask questions, advocate for yourself. Just like Kayla was talking about with Jordan, advocate for yourself. You can be the change that you want to create, whether it's at the college you're going to, a community you're living in. You have the ability to advocate for yourself and what you need and want for yourself. Dream big. You all have a lot ahead of you. And seek out mentors. I think that's so much of what our programs are about, is finding people, finding resources, finding connections for folks who can be with you, be your partner in whatever journey it is. Maybe it's friends, maybe it's adults. There are lots of different people out there to help you be successful. Seek those folks out, make those relationships, and use them to help you be successful in whatever is next. And the last thing is to continue to engage. All of our programs have stuff going on this summer. So whether you are a graduating senior or you are someone who's going to be with us for the next few years, be engaged. We have a lot of great opportunities for you to be engaged this summer. So continue that engagement with us. And remember, you're part of the TRIO family. We're all here for you. We're all here to help you be successful. So if you need anything, always reach out to us. We're here to support you, whether it's in the next few days, the next few months. If it's a year from now, reach out to us. We're here to be there. but we also want to hear about your successes. We want to hear about all the great things that you're doing and achieving. So let us know how things are going. We're here for you. We want you to be successful. So if there's anything you ever need, please do reach out to us. But truly, from everyone on the team, we want to congratulate you on all you've achieved, your graduations, your successes, your achievements, everything, and congratulations. This is a time to celebrate, to reflect back on everything that's happened, but also to think forward into where you're going to go and all the great things that you're going to do. So from our entire team, congratulations, and we appreciate y'all spending time with us today, and look forward to working with you and being a part of your journey as you move forward from here. So thank you all. And with that, that is all of our formal program for today. If there's anything you need, you can always hang out and let us know. We'll be around, but do keep an eye out for communications from either side of our team, Talent Search or Upward Bound, as I'm sure we're all going to be in touch in the days ahead about exciting other opportunities. So thank you all for being with us today, and we appreciate it.
Thank everyone. You guys rock. Good show.
For the seniors still here, Summer Bridge, applications, get them back yesterday. We need the information.
And for the not seniors, be sure to sign up for everything Talent Search has to offer. I need something to do this summer.
Exactly. We're having a lot of great things.
That's so sweet, Mark. We won't forget you either.
I can't tell y'all how beneficial that you guys have been for me over the last 4 years. It's been absolutely amazing. Thank you, Mr. Lyle, for taking me under your wing. Thank you, Mr. Pryor, for helping me out with everything over the last year. Thank you, Ms. Smith, for giving me emails every 2 to 3 times a month for the last couple of years. It's been amazing. It's been a fun ride.
You're the best, Ryan. I wish you nothing but the best for the future. We'll miss you.
Y'all are awesome. Y'all literally had me crying during all that.
Oh.
God. And yet they say grown man can't cry.
I get choked up every year, buddy.
Yep.
Say that again, Mr. Lyle.
I said I get choked up every year when this happens.
Oh, Lordy. I'm just down here to talk to y'all. I don't think I could leave. I really don't. This makes me sad.
Well, the good news is it's the beginning of all kinds of stuff. I mean, you know.
True.
We have summer programming for you, Ryan. This is not the end.
I don't know if I'll be able to attend because in late June I'll start a job with this acting company.
Really? Tell me more.
Yes, sir. I'm going to be working with Summer Stage this year.
With what?
Summer Stage.
Summer Stage is community theater?
I'm not exactly sure what you would call it, but like it's people from all over Virginia, some people in North Carolina, down in Mount Airy, people all the way down in Roanoke, or up in Roanoke, I guess, from my area. Say that again.
Are you gonna be acting? You're gonna be on the tech crew? What are you doing?
I'm working as a staff member. So like I'll be doing all of the above.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hang on, where was that when I was in high school?
Pretty much non-existent because the person that's over all of this just started it like 7 or 8 years ago.
I've been out longer than that, it's true.
In Virginia, I should say.
Yes, indeed.
God, I can't believe it's almost over. I'm literally graduating a week from today.
I keep hearing from people, it's about done.
It is.
That means summer started, yeah.
Yeah, summer starts early for seniors. In my school anyways, because the underclassmen's got 4 more days.
Not Taraya. She's done. Congratulations.
Oh yeah, true. I forgot about Taraya graduating.
She's good.
When did you graduate? Is she still here?
Yeah, I graduated yesterday.
Awesome. You know I was about to ask that. Took that right from me.
Well, we appreciate you all being here today. And I know it's hard to say goodbye, but just as we've been saying, like, it's not goodbye forever. We are still in your life. And if you need something, still reach out. We still have programming for everyone this summer, and we want to see you all because we want to spend as much time with you as we can. But we appreciate
it. I've always lived by this. This is not goodbye. This is see you later.
You know, I gotta say, some of my students from when I first started this years ago, I still keep in touch with, still write letters of recommendation for, I still meet up with for lunch occasionally. It's an amazing thing.
So with that, I think we'll close off for today. Thank you guys for coming and for being with us. We appreciate you all so much and for letting us be a part of your journey. And definitely keep in touch with us. Congrats to you all.
Happy Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Au revoir.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.